digitalization of healthcare can really take the next leap forward and not only be confined to cities but can also move to the entire rural, peri-urban and also far-flung areas, which are exactly some of the thoughts that the government is put into. And then we have this entire Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission that is providing a huge leverage to the underserved population. So with me, I have Aditya ji, and you have looked at a very different paradigm altogether when we talk about standardization, when we talk about areas of how technology can be developed for healthcare. Your views as an opening statement on how AI-enabled technologies or how digital health is actually going to make a next leapfrog impact.
Thank you, Dr. Chubal. Firstly, let me just thank you and Dr. Kumar for being here and being privileged to be a part of this very distinguished panel. Coming to your question about how next generation technologies like artificial intelligence intersect with standardization and how they can bring solutions that you were talking about regarding accessibility. I think this is a challenge that not just standardization but regulation in general faces is keeping pace with the rapid pace of technology. And this is a problem that will be there and it will be a challenge that we will have to keep with. But thankfully, because of the work that the government is doing, because of the work that BIS does in engaging continually with the industry, with all the other stakeholders, by keeping the consumer at the focus, because as you correctly is at the core, right? I mean, unless people are able to access the technologies that industry is developing, can easily and affordably get to them, our efforts kind of lose their shape. So as you correctly said, there are initiatives under the larger umbrella of the National Digital Blueprint, like the Ayushman Bharat initiative. They can really help. From my perspective, because there are so much information around this, there is a need to simplify and focus on it. From my perspective, what I feel is that there are three major areas, and I will tie this with standards again, because they come from there. Firstly, standardizing healthcare information. Because only by standardizing the information can we ensure interoperability, communication between various healthcare providers and with the industry itself. So that is point one as far as I'm concerned, standardizing healthcare information for which we are working on standards for those areas. Secondly is the standardization of devices themselves. Interoperability of devices, device communication, even the aspects of safety and performance of devices is important, because unless you build these integrated technologies, they will not really give the consumer their money's worth. Secondly and thirdly and most importantly, we can have the entire technology and the entire information backbone in place, but unless people are educated and aware, and by this I intend to mean not just healthcare providers or industry, but even the person on the ground, the first level healthcare providers, or even the users themselves need to be aware and informed for us to really say that we have done our job. That is
I think absolutely, when we talk of patient safety, when we talk of harmonizing, when we talk of looking at standards in almost a everyday growing AI standard world, these are very, very important things. But how would BIS really look at the policy changes that need to be really dovetailed into it? I mean, one of my focuses here is BIS really taking it forward in terms of not only Indian standardizations but also global harmonizations. There's a lot of turmoil which is happening. In EU IMDRF is actually looking at something else. You've got the global regulations looking at a different standard procedure altogether. So some thoughts on this dwindling.
You made a very valid point, Dr. Subban, is that, and let me tell you that BIS has been and continues to work on that direction, which is basically, I think your point was this, that we should harmonize the international standards and